Okay, imagine waking up and seeing this absolute bombshell announcement from your team's biggest star just splashed all over social media.
Yeah.
I no longer want to play for the Dallas Cowboys. That's Micah Parsons this week.
Wow. I mean, it sent shockwaves through the NFL, and rightly so.
Absolutely. And for you listening, we're not just going to, skim the surface of this
Nope,
drama.
no, definitely not. What we're diving into today is, well, it's more than just a trade request. It's really a deep look into the Cowboys' incredibly complex finances
Right.
and that intricate, often high-stakes dance between the elite players, their agents, and the team owners.
So our mission here is to untack not just what happened, but really get into the why, the surprising, maybe frustrating reasons behind these huge contract standoffs.
Exactly. And to get to the bottom of it, we've pulled together a lot of stuff. Insider reports on the demands, salary cap data, over the cap, places like that,
Yeah.
analyses of other big player contracts, and even some really interesting insights into how agents actually negotiate these deals.
So it should give you the clearest possible picture of how this whole thing just blew up.
Okay, so let's start with that tweet. That initial bombshell, August 1st, 2025. Micah Parsons goes on X.
Formerly Twitter.
Yeah, and just declares straight up, I no longer want to play for the Dallas Cowboys.
But it wasn't just that line, was it? He laid out some very specific grievances, almost like a public memo to the front office.
Oh yeah, very specific. He talked about being held to closed-door negotiations without my agent present.
And he named his agent David Mulugheta. So the team never had a single chat with Mulugheta about a contract.
Which, I mean, that sounds like a fundamental breakdown, doesn't it? At least from his side.
It really does. How often do you see a player of that level feel like talking directly to the owner actually, like, hurt the real negotiation?
It's pretty unusual for the agent to be seemingly cut out entirely, especially on a deal this big. Usually the agent is the main channel.
Right.
Parsons also mentioned shots taken at me for getting injured while laying it on the line for the organization.
That was the Jerry Jones comment, wasn't it? Saying Parsons was hurt 6 games last year.
Exactly. And Parsons actually only missed 4 games. That kind of public comment, especially about injuries or commitment, that can really sting.
Yeah, fuels the fire. And then he mentioned narratives created and spread to the media about me. So he clearly felt like he was being painted unfairly.
It seems like all this maybe started brewing after the 2023 season. He tried to get extension talks going.
And got radio silence, according to him. So what actually happened when he tried to kickstart those talks?
Well, this negotiation breakdown, it's where the story gets really tangled. Parsons said he met with Jerry Jones directly back in March 2025.
Okay.
He thought it was more of a leadership chat, his role on the team, but it quickly turned into contract stuff, unexpectedly from his point of view.
So Parsons thought, okay, my agent Mulugheta will now step in and handle the details, formalize everything.
That was his understanding. But then, according to Parsons' camp, the team sort of indicated later that a deal was pretty much already done.
Which his agents strongly denied. Said that never happened.
Right. And from that point, supposedly, the team went quiet again, wouldn't engage with Mulugheta.
Okay, so you can see why it leads to him deciding not to practice at training camp. Holding out, basically, for that extension.
And look, when you see his value on the field, his demands aren't completely out of nowhere.
No.
He's on his 5th-year option right now, set to make $24 million this year, 2025.
Which is good money, but not elite edge rusher money anymore.
Exactly. And he's reportedly looking for a record-setting deal, like $200 million extension to be the highest-paid non-QB in the league.
$200 million. That's a massive number.
Yeah.
But how does it stack up against the other top defensive guys? For perspective.
Yeah, good question. Because that context is crucial. You look at T.J. Watt with the Steelers.
Okay.
His deal averages $41 million a year. AAV. That's the highest ever for a non-QB.
Right.
Myles Garrett in Cleveland, he's at $40 million AAV. Max Crosby for the Raiders, $35.5 million.
Yeah.
So Parsons wants to leapfrog Watt.
And his production. I mean, you can argue it justifies that kind of ambition.
Oh, absolutely. The stats are phenomenal. 52.5 sacks. That's the 5th most ever through a player's first 4 seasons.
Wow.
And even more impressive, maybe, he's the only guy, besides the legend, Reggie White, to get 12 or more sacks in each of his first 4 seasons.
That kind of consistency is just unheard of, especially at that position.
It really is, and that commands a premium, especially in today's market where these numbers just keep climbing.
So, okay, Parsons' demands are huge, but arguably backed by performance. But then you flip it and look at the Cowboys' side. Their books.
Yeah.
And the man in charge, Jerry Jones, owner since '94. his philosophy, drives these decisions.
It absolutely does. And he's been public saying Parsons needs to fully embrace that leadership role on defense.
Does that suggest it's maybe about more than just sacks and pressures for Jones? Like it's the whole package?
I think so. Jerry's always been very hands-on, and he often links big money to, well, perceived leadership and overall impact, not just stats.
And the financial reality for Dallas this year, 2025, it makes it even tougher.
Oh, yeah. Their total cap liability is just over $312 million.
Okay.
And their cap space right now, only about $31.4 million left.
That's not a lot of wiggle room when you're talking about a potential $40 million plus per year player.
Not at all. And look how it breaks down. Over $148 million tied up on offense, almost $130 million on defense already, about $4.7 million on special teams.
And they've already got those massive commitments, right?
Yeah.
Dak Prescott's deal.
$60 million AAV. Highest QB deal currently.
And CeeDee Lamb just got paid too.
$34 million AAV for Lamb. So you add a potential $200 million Parsons deal onto that pile.
It gets incredibly heavy. How do they even manage that, especially knowing the cap can go up or down?
It's a constant juggling act. The Cowboys say they have contingency strategies.
Like the franchise tag.
That's the big one, yeah. It lets them keep him for one more year at a high salary if they can't agree long term. They claim his status doesn't mess up their planning, but
the numbers show it has to, right?
Yeah. Look, their cap liabilities shift dramatically year to year. They're actually projected to be over the cap in 2026 right now.
Wow.
Then it potentially opens up again in 2027 and beyond. It just shows how dynamic NFL finances are. It takes serious planning, multi-year planning.
And while all this financial stuff is swirling, you can really feel the support building for Parsons.
Definitely.
Fans at training camp chanting, "Pay Micah." That's pretty clear public backing.
Loud and clear. But it's not just the fans, is it? His teammates are really stepping up.
Yeah, that's been striking.
CeeDee Lamb, who went through his own contract stuff last year, he posted directly on social media, "Just pay the man what you owe him. No need for the extracurricular."
Pretty direct message from one star to the front office about another.
You bet. And then you saw Trevon Diggs, DeMarvino Overshown, Wanya Thomas. They all changed their profile pics on X to photos of Parsons.
Right. And that 7-11 4L thing between Parsons and Diggs, their jersey numbers for life. That shows a real bond.
It really does. Even Dak Prescott, the quarterback, came out publicly and said Parsons deserves to be paid.
So this isn't just about money for them. It feels like the team rallying around one of their key guys.
Exactly. And the reaction goes beyond Dallas, too.
Oh, yeah.
Des Bryant, former Cowboy star, he backed Parsons' stance, understands the player's side.
Okay.
And then, kind of funny, Jermaine Elammuner, Giants offensive lineman.
NFC East rival.
His reaction to Parsons potentially leaving the division was basically, "Hell yeah, bro, go get your money in the AFC.
Shows you the kind of impact Parsons has on opponents, too. They'd love to see him leave the division.
No doubt about it.
So, okay, Parsons is clearly priority number one, maybe problem number one, depending on your view. But the Cowboys have other big contract decisions coming up this year, too.
Right. Oh, yeah, it's a whole slate of them. George Pickens, who they just traded for.
Right, the receiver.
He's in the last year of his rookie deal. So this season is basically his audition for a new contract. His performance will decide what happens next.
Makes sense. What about Tyler Smith, the offensive lineman?
Key guy. They're expected to pick up his fifth-year option. That would keep him under contract through 2026, so he's likely secure for a bit longer.
And the kicker? Brandon Aubrey. He's been solid.
Very reliable. He's a restricted free agent after this season. That means the Cowboys can match any offer he gets. Given how good he's been, you'd think they'd prioritize keeping him.
Definitely need a good kicker.
Yeah.
Then you've got guys like Deron Bland and Jake Ferguson.
Right. Both were Pro Bowlers in 2023. Both dealt with injuries in 2024, though.
So for them, 2025 is about getting back to that Pro Bowl form, proving their value again.
Exactly. They're looking to regain momentum, show they're worth extensions, adds another layer of pressure this season.
And looking even further ahead to 2026 free agency. There are more names, too.
Yeah, a whole group could hit the market if deals aren't done. Damone Clark, Donovan Wilson, Sam Williams, Jalen Tolbert, Will Greer, quite a few contributors.
So the Cowboys are taking what they call a methodical approach with most of those guys, watching how they play this year.
Pretty much. Monitoring health, production, consistency all through 2025 before really talking deals with most of them. Parsons is obviously the urgent, unique case. The others depend more on this season's performance.
This whole situation, it also really highlights the agent's role, doesn't it? It's such a crucial part of these negotiations.
Oh, absolutely. It's an art form, really.
We hear about agents doing their homework, researching team needs, budgets, player strengths, weaknesses, figuring out deal breakers like guaranteed money, contract length.
All that prep is vital. But then there are the tactics they use. Building rapport, sure, but also using data, advanced analytics.
Going beyond just sacks and tackles.
Way beyond. Things like win probability added on certain plays, performance in high leverage moments. They use that data to frame their client's unique value, make the case that they're irreplaceable.
Interesting. What about other tactics, like managing public perception?
That can be part of it, too. Strategic leaks, maybe? Was Parsons' tweet totally spontaneous, or was it, maybe a calculated move helped by his agent to put pressure on the Cowboys?
Hard to know for sure.
Impossible from the outside. But it certainly created buzz, right? The goal is always knowing when to push, when to compromise, and always having that walk-away point, that line they won't cross.
And agents clearly make a difference. There was that study, Journal of Sports Economics, found NFL players with agents earned significantly more.
They did. It makes sense. They're specialists in this. Like Drew Rosenhaus, the famous agent, said, be prepared, be confident, and be willing to walk away. That's the key.
But, while agents fight for their clients, you could argue their push for these record deals makes it super hard for teams to build a balanced roster, right?
Yeah.
How did the good agents handle that tension?
That's the tightrope. The best agents, they get it. They understand the team needs cap flexibility to build a winner around their star client.
So it's not just about grabbing every last dollar.
Not always. They push hard for guarantees and top market value, sure. But they might be open to creative structures, spreading out the cap hit, performance incentives that help both sides. It's about getting that generational wealth for the player, but also keeping the team competitive, because winning helps the player's brand and future value, too.
And Parsons' situation, with Dak and Lamb already on huge deals, it just perfectly illustrates that exact tension.
It really, really does.
So as you think about everything we've dug into here with the Micah Parsons standoff, here's something to mull over. In this incredibly high-stakes world of pro sports, where does that balance truly lie? Between one individual player's immense worth and the team's need for a collective long-term vision? Can a team really build a sustainable core if its biggest stars are constantly challenging their contracts? Or is this just, is this just the cost of doing business now in a market where salaries keep skyrocketing?